Otis.
What Olympic sport, if anything possible, that you are top notch, nobody can beat you at it in life? You could add it as an Olympic sport. What would that be?
Bernie.
Can I compete in depression?
Dang. Wow.
Just saying. I think I could win gold medal in depression.
That's a dark joke.
It's a dark joke, isn't it, right? I knew when you started it, I was like, this is going to be a dark joke.
This is Weird with Otis and Bernie.
Here we are again. Another fun time of the week when we do This Is Weird. And we appreciate you hanging out, be a part of the show. We've got some new listeners at the Buford baseball field. I'd just like to shout them out. A couple of dads come up to me and they're like, hey, caught your podcast, man. It's pretty funny. You and your buddy are pretty funny.
All right. That's cool. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Baseball park listeners. Appreciate you.
I like that.
That is where my life is a lot these days because spring ball has begun. I'm a proud baseball dad.
This is where you obsess about how the performance of your child, you channel your energy through him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We do that. I forgot you do that.
Me and another dad the other week were talking about how aggressive we are. He's like,
oh, my God, why aren't you better?
You'll probably hear me screaming a lot during the games. I'm like, you don't even know me, man.
I don't. Maybe it's because I'm not a sports person. Like, I love sports. I can't play them. And so thus I have never competed. I didn't play sports. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the disconnect. I'm just like,
it's just the competitiveness in me.
I guess. I don't understand that. But
this weekend, though, was a milestone moment for me and the wife. First off, it was a date night. That rarely happens.
Ooh, all right.
3 kids, you know.
Oh,
her mom took the kids to Charlotte, and we went to Greenville for Morgan Wallen, which is like the hottest country ticket right now.
Yeah.
Sold out everywhere where he plays the Dangerous Tour. It's got Hardy and Larry Fleet on the show. So we were excited to get like a night out as adults and enjoy ourselves. Have a drink.
Let's skip the concert and stay home.
There was a moment, and this might be TMI.
Get it.
We're getting ready at the hotel. She's like, should we do it now? Because I'm already kind of drunk. You know, that's the kind of life you live as an adult. You're like, we should probably plan this out.
We should probably map this evening out. And what was your answer?
We'll wait. We're good.
Yeah.
I probably should have just said yes, and then if the second time happened, it happened, you know. But I didn't think that one all the way through. But it was a fun night out, man. It was like I said, the first concert I've been to in 2.5 years, which was
crazy,
mind blowing in itself because I was just so ready for live music. It's a part of my soul, so I had to have it. And immediately when we get to the venue, I'm dressed exactly like Morgan Wallen's guitarist. So,
All right.
So I figured. It was funny because he was walking by the trucks. We were heading backstage, and he's like, "Oh, hey, good outfit, man. Good outfit." He's got like a brown suede jacket on with a white shirt.
Yeah.
And then there's this company called Art of Homage, which makes hats. They're flat bill hats, and they have like Yahweh or worship. It's a Christian label. So I had worship on my hat, and he had the gray version that said Yahweh, and they both had the camo right here. So we were wearing literally the same outfit.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I in a couple of weeks, what is it? Yeah, in about a month, I'm gonna take the first big post-COVID thing. And where am I going to go? Times Square. I'm going to New York City.
You're going all in.
I'm going to just jump right into the deep end. Like, I haven't been around a human being in 2 years. Now I'd like to be around all the human beings.
Yeah. But it was a little bit, you just get that, not that I'm anxious around a ton of people, but it's now in the back of your mind, like, wow, there's a lot of people around me right now. Cause we were in the pit. And so I kind of stood back towards the gate of the pit where there's a little bit of space to breathe, but we were in there like sardines.
Yeah, no, I don't know that I could do that. I'm not sure I could pull that one off, but to be fair, I didn't like crowds before this all began. So, so it just validates me not liking crowds.
So a perk of our job, and Bernie, you get this as well, is you get to go backstage, you get to hang with the artists, and that's fun.
Yeah.
The labels also supply you with endless amounts
Lots of
beverages.
alcohol. Lots of alcohol. I've had so much alcohol on a record company dime.
So let's keep in mind the fact that I don't drink much at home. I'm more of a social drinker. If we're doing something fun and crazy, and I'll drink, and I don't usually drink to excess or anything like that. So it's been a minute since I've really drank a lot too.
Yeah.
And so I'm putting drinks back,
Just
having the
pounding
time of
them
my
down.
life.
Yeah.
Not understanding where my liver's at in life.
Sure.
Because it's been a few years since it's really been utilized in that manner. My mind and my liver, I feel like we're on two different wavelengths of like age dynamic. So my mind kept telling me, yeah, we're still in our 20s, right? We're going to concerts. We're getting effed up, bro. Let's do this. That was what my mind was saying the whole time. The liver, mind you, he didn't really say much all night. It was the day after when he had a lot to say. And it was quickly like, yeah, hey, asshat, we're 42. How about you chill the out?
How about you not do that?
How about 2 days of feeling like shit now? That's what's going to happen to you.
That's the thing, is the payoff is not great. I get about 4 hours of partying.
Yeah.
And then 3 days of recovering from that. Like the return on investment is not great.
I remember
at
when
this age.
I used to, and maybe I shouldn't have said it out loud. Maybe I jinxed myself, but when I was in my 20s, until about like 26, 27, I rarely had a hangover. I could go hard and the next day wake up, hair of the dog, or, just like a energy drink. And then I'm back at it. I'm ready to go. Old
people podcast. That's what this has become. Every single week. You and I griping about something about getting old. I got back problems and I have trouble drinking.
You just you don't think about it in the moment, and then you think about it hard the next few days, and you're like, good God, can my children stop being so damn loud?
Yeah.
Why is this happening right now? I have a headache, and they don't care.
Yeah.
The children don't care when you're hungover. They really have zero concern with you.
We are recording this podcast a couple of nights late. And the reason that we did not do it last night was because I had heartburn so bad I couldn't talk. That was what happened to me, is I had heartburn so bad that I couldn't talk.
Well, that was the other thing too, is I drank bourbon all night. So that always kicks the heartburn up. So it was hangover, heartburn.
Yeah.
Just the next day.
I had heartburn so bad that my throat was swollen. That's how bad the heartburn was. That is a thing that I had to deal with yesterday.
Let me go back real quick to the night in question. After the concert, and I feel like this always happens when you're like out with a group of people and everybody's drunk, somebody inevitably goes, let's go to the bar such and such down the road. It's not that far. And that is, listen, if you're listening right now and you hear that come out of somebody's mouth, you should immediately say, let's get an Uber, or let's go back to the hotel right now.
No.
Right. Because not that far means you're about to take a 10-mile journey through a city you don't know.
Right.
There's going to be girls with no shoes on within like 6 blocks.
It's not going to be good. It's
Everybody's going to be complaining.
You're right. That never works out, does it?
Never. But it happens every single time somebody wants to walk and take that long journey.
Yeah. Just right
to
down
a
the
bar
road.
unknown, and they don't know where it's at. They have Google Maps on their phone, but nobody seems to look at the Google Maps. No. They're just like, no, I think it's right here down the road to the right. We did that. We got to a bar that had a big old line to it, and I'm too bougie to stand in line. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm like,
oh my God.
Listen, I'm trying to drink in your bar. I'm not standing in line for an hour to get in. So
not
I can
doing
drink.
what the peasants do. Come on. Jesus.
I'd rather just go to a podunk bar that doesn't have a line, and I can do karaoke and get a beer.
This is true.
Instead of just stand in line with the peasants and try to get into this bar.
The podcast is just old and out of touch now. It's just like, I'm not going to stand in line. I hang out backstage.
What was a terrible idea for me to think that drinking more was a great idea as well?
It's never is drinking more ever a good idea? Is that ever a solution that you should choose? And the answer is probably not. Your body is almost always correct when it's like, should we do more of this? No, we shouldn't do more of this.
I will end it was a fun night, and I will end it by saying after the 10-mile walk and finally going back to our other friend's hotel where they were at and sitting there.
Yeah, everybody together? No? Okay, no. Okay, no.
Sitting there for 25 minutes while everybody decided, like, is this it? Are we done with the night?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Then it took another 20 minutes for the Uber to come get us to take us to our hotel.
While you guys waited, yeah. Everybody just mugging down.
Well,
no,
it did not get sexy.
Didn't
because
get sexy?
We were so tired and worn out that the minute both of us hit the pillow, we were like, done.
Oh, okay.
Done. I don't even think we said a word to each other. It was just like, clothes off, bed, sleep.
It's marriage, everybody. If you're not married and you're like, what's marriage like? That's what marriage is like. We got home, we were so tired, we took clothes off and no one spoke to each other.
Right.
We didn't even look at each other. We were disgusted by the idea of being in the same bed. All we were trying to do is collectively get the room to stop spinning.
Right.
The only reason we were holding on to one another is so that maybe one of the two of us could weigh the other one down and get the room to stop spinning.
She ended up throwing up like middle of the night. I felt like, have you ever been in that realm where you drank so much that you're not drunk anymore? I was kind of in that weird realm.
I have.
Like I was drunk. Like if you gave me a drunk test, I was drunk.
Right.
But I was in like this zone of like,
I could pass a math test.
Right.
I'm shitty, but I could pass a geography test if you gave it to me right now. Like I'd be all right.
I was past the fun part of
right. Yeah. We're in no funville. Yeah. It's all, yeah. I'm just drunk enough that I can't get to sleep. And by the way, and I'd like to say another absolute, if one of the absolutes of getting drunk is everybody switching bars and that bar being 10 miles away and nobody knows that, I will give you another absolute, and that is hotel water always sucks. Hotel water is the worst, and I don't understand why. Like I've never wanted more water in my life, and I have a cup and a faucet, and I'm going to drink that water, and it's just horse piss. I don't know what it is.
I will give myself credit. I was well prepared. Hit the gas station before the night, grabbed a bunch of bottles of water and Gatorade. And that was a crucial godsend at 2:30 in the morning when I woke back up and felt like the deserts of Sahara were inside my throat.
Like I can taste the lead in this water.
I've been there. I've been at the hotel before when there was no water in sight. And you grab the cup that's supposed to be for, I don't know why it's in the bathroom. There's always like a plastic cup somewhere. Right. I think it's for like swishing your mouth with,
It's for you to drink. It's for you to use the drink, but
and you're like,
bring your own drink.
You feel that?
It's just garbage. just garbage. Hotel
just like
water.
You're drinking quarters.
And I can't. And I can't figure out why. I've never understood. Does the bathroom water and the kitchen water come through a different pipe? I don't know. Why does it taste so much different?
It's straight from the toilet.
It's just right. Like you
flush the toilet, it comes through the sink.
I don't know, but it's always the hotel water is always the worst water.
Oh, absolutely.
And you put down cups and cups and cups of this jizz water.
It does not help you in the slightest.
Oh,
you are still as thirsty as you were when
you started. How did I find the least wet water ever?
You'd be better off drinking salt water out of the ocean. You'd be less thirsty than if you drink hotel water.
Did I have to pay extra for the water that was wet? Is that what this is? Is there a room somewhere where the water's better and wet?
Can I get real water in this sink, please?
Real water. Call room service and ask him where the goddamn good water is.
I've been in hotels too where they have the sign that tells you how, like, a lot of times they'll give you complimentary bottles of water in the room, but several
I've been to, their water sucks.
Says how much the water costs, and it's like $3.50 for the bottle of water, and my dumb ass is like, oh, I ain't paying $3.50. No, I'm just gonna drink it out of the sink.
Right. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do to fix the water. I'm gonna go to the ice machine and get ice and make it ice water. That will certainly make it. Nope, that's not better. It's just colder and awful. It's terrible.
It's the worst water in the planet.
Like you go and you find yourself, you're like, I just came into town for my business trip. I'm going to order a pizza and drink water here in the room. No.
Hotel sink water is so bad, I don't think I'd wash my ass with it. It's like,
no.
You just don't feel clean after.
That's what it tastes like after, by the way. That's what you're getting is used ass water.
Right. It literally feels like you're pouring a cup of water through somebody's ass crack and catching it like an ice luge.
Like a ice flume. Right. Yeah,
that's the taste of hotel
flume. Yeah.
Can we bottle that and make money?
Oh my God.
Somebody's got to enjoy it.
Hotel water. Ugh.
There's somebody on this planet that's like, man, I haven't had some good hotel water.
Hilton's finest.
Terrible.
Marriott Springs.
Okay, so yeah.
All right, coming up here in just a few minutes, a bit that John Oliver did this weekend on Last Week Tonight. I promise you, we did it first.
We totally did it first.
we totally did
it. Do his writers watch this podcast?
I don't know. I'm just saying. But coming up, Ukraine chatter. Hang out.
This is weird.
So a lot of people have been watching and seeing all these images out of the Ukraine. I know you come. This is where you come for your geopolitical conversation. This is where
it's just this kind of affecting everybody because we're in such a social media world that you see everything, and it's just one of the first times in history where the actual what is happening on the ground is ending up on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. There was a video that I shared the other day of a woman with her kids. The planes are flying over and one of them drops a bomb that flies right past them. The baby's screaming, the kids are crying. It's like, wow.
State television right now is telling Ukrainians how to make Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, and they're arming all of their citizens.
Yep.
This is getting wild. And it's gotten so bad. You know you're an asshole of a person when the Taliban is like, hey, Putin, maybe you should find a peaceful resolution. They literally said that. Find a peaceful resolution here, please. The Taliban. Come on, dude.
When the Taliban's like,
chill, bro.
Yeah. A little much. Coming on a little strong.
Hey, that's our thing. That's our thing over here.
And so the images, people are comparing the images to World War II and comparing the image of they're very strong images.
Yeah, it's scary to watch.
See them playing out on CNN. CNN recently got into some trouble because people were watching coverage of the Ukraine on CNN when they cut into coverage with something very peculiar. See if something stands out. What you'll see is them airing footage of an air raid siren going off in the Ukraine. See if something stands out to you.
The Applebee's well-placed commercial during the air raid siren.
Yeah.
They're over there worried about bombs dropping. They're like, hey, grab some wings and beer. Wow.
That's not
Nobody
good.
thought that went through. We couldn't just ease into that commercial break with like a Cialis commercial or two people in a park holding hands. One guy's got ED,
It's not great. It's not the first time, by the way, that CNN has done this. I don't know if you remember other times that CNN has tried this. Check this out. This is from the 1930s.
Ship with her framework encasing 7 million cubic feet of inflammable gas is being carefully maneuvered towards her hangar when suddenly...
All the humanities!
Oh, what? Come on. Come on. What are we doing, CNN? Seriously.
Remarkably in color as well. But
I know what they had boneless buffalo wings in the Hindenburg Times. I don't know if they did it in the 1960s.
Again? Oh, God.
Period when our entire focus should be on the great issues of peace abroad and prosperity without inflation at home.
Richard Nixon.
Therefore,
Oh, he's resigning.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
Oh, come on. That seems like a bad place to.
The president is not going to be in the office anymore.
He's resigning. He didn't even give the details.
How much do you pay for product placement like that?
I don't know, but
He should have slid over. They should have had him slide over a cup. Like,
right.
I'm resigning.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You got any ranch? Got ranch? I will be resigning
Look,
the presidency.
CNN is they really don't have their stuff together.
Open this gate.
Oh, Berlin Wall.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big moment.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear
Down this wall. Oh,
come on.
Come on.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Seriously.
Wings. This is not.
Seriously.
This is not a spot for wings right here. This is just not. That's not appropriate.
I will tell you this: I've never wanted boneless buffalo wings more.
That's what I'm saying.
Than I do right now.
So 2022 of CNN, because of the fact that this is how we are on social media. 1 minute on our feed. Oh my God, we're praying for Ukraine. We care so much. We love it. Ooh, wings and beer.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
man, yeah.
That sounds
all right.
delicious.
So this whole Russian Ukraine thing has been crazy. Just watching the story and the videos coming out of it. It's like the social media war.
Well, they're calling it the TikTok war. So, yeah.
And what is also coming of it is that people are finding the president of Ukraine incredibly attractive. And he's a good-looking man, and he's being called a hero, rightfully so, because of his bravery and how he's standing there and actually putting on military garb to help his country.
You know his story, right? His story is he's a comedian. He is a comedian who was on a television show about a down on his luck teacher who runs for president of the Ukraine and wins president of the Ukraine. He was then elected president of the Ukraine.
It went well over there. It did not go well for us when we had Trump.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Yeah, they're getting the good side of the stick on that one. We got the fake business guy who can't.
We tried the reality president.
We tried that. Go well.
Well, so he is a pretty attractive man. The women are finding Mr. Zelensky to be
it's President
quite the
Zelensky
looker.
to you. Yeah.
There is a video showing the progression of President Zelensky, and I'd like to share that now. So,
Okay. All right.
President Zelensky, he was singing on a reality show. It seems he's an actor. There's the comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. He's doing a lot of comedy in here. He even plays guitar. He's got a mullet. He's like a leading man. He could have been in a movie with Reese Witherspoon.
It's pretty amazing, though, when you think about the story.
Yeah, and like I said, he's putting on the military garb, and he's actually going out there to protect his country. And he's not leaving the country and leaving his. See,
By the way, 2022, by the way, his worst year.
Not a lot of comedy within this.
Not
year.
a lot of comedy. Hey guys, I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny what we were doing. It's 2004 through 2019 and 2020 we're just fine. And then he's in military garb. Like, well, what happened here? I'm wearing a flak jacket now.
Nothing funny about a bulletproof vest.
Right. Nothing funny about what we're doing now.
So women are probably blowing his DMs up. If I assume he has an Instagram or something.
Okay. All right.
But his mom's quote in an interview is what cracks me up, because I don't know how she meant it. You know, we talked about your parents.
You don't know tone. Yeah, you don't know tone when you read the quote.
Yeah, we mentioned how like you weren't sure how your parents meant it last week, but this mom
hurtfully is what my parents meant. Go ahead.
Let me go ahead and share this screen where his mother is speaking of. She's in an interview talking about her son, and the interviewer is like, he's such a hero. The press interview says, Miss Zelensky, the whole world admires your son, Vladimir, for his bravery, his leadership. You must be so proud. Her answer, my other son is a doctor.
Womp womp. The hell? Like this guy's like the bravest guy on the planet, and his mom's like, "Oh, but your brother John is doing much better than you are."
Yeah, he's like the Schwarzenegger of Ukraine right now.
Right,
She's like, right, but my other son is a heart surgeon. So
your one son is strapping it on like Rambo. And my other son does proctology.
This is a mom that for years was like, yeah, my one son's a doctor. The other one does comedy.
The other one does stand-up comedian. Stand-up. Nobody's proud of that guy.
It's like if your mom had another son, she'd be like,
well, if my mom had it, well, let's start here.
Yeah.
My mom already doesn't think that what I do is interesting, and she has no one to pong that. She has nobody else to pong that. She's just disappointed. There's not like disappointed and proud. It's just disappointed.
She tells you about other people's kids. Like,
yeah, she's like,
hey, did you see Sally's son, Christopher? He's a heart surgeon now.
He's a heart surgeon. What did you talk
amazing.
up an Adele song today? Good. Did that dick joke land? Good.
It just goes to show you that no matter how large and how well you've done for yourself, your mother is always going to bring you back to humility.
Always, yeah, always.
And they have, and I don't know if I could pick a favorite now, but I feel like every parent has a favorite. They won't say it out loud, but you hear it within comments. Yeah, and my other son's a doctor.
I don't know. I mean, I only have one kid, so I can't speak to that, but I can't imagine.
Yeah, who's your favorite? Your one kid.
Yeah, right.
I've got 3, and yeah. Now I love them all the same, but my daughter gets a little bit. She's like got a little notch ahead.
We're gonna show
just because she's my little girl.
You actually gave voice to that. You actually picked a side. It's on the record. I can't believe you did that.
I love my boys, but there's just a love for a little girl that's way different. You don't have boys to know the difference, but I'm just saying.
I would, if I did, I wouldn't have given voice to it. I can't believe you did that.
I'm kidding.
And no, you're not. No amount of rationale can make it land. Well, it's boys and girls. No,
I was trying to think of who my mom's favorite was as I was thinking about this story.
Your brother. I know it's your brother. I've not even asked her. I know I've asked your mom. No. It's got to be your brother. There's no way that you're her favorite.
It's definitely my little sister. It's not.
Oh,
it's
right.
Not
I forget about your sister. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I have my family's big. I got several stepsisters. Real brother, and then a half sister, and she's the youngest. The half sister was like 10 years after me and my brother.
Yeah, she's got to be the favorite then.
She's totally.
It's
the
not
favorite.
you. I mean, I know it's not you. I would bet if it came down to it, I would bet the house. It's not you. Like house wins. It's either her favorite is Otis or someone other than Otis. I'm like, I'll take the field. I'll take the
my
field.
Dad's favorite is my older brother because they're always together and doing stuff like they live near each other. So he's definitely the favorite. He calls more. Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm good with it. I'm fine.
Man, we're just working out some issues tonight, aren't we? Yeah, just working out some issues.
I don't need help. It's okay.
Okay, so back to the Ukraine. There is a video of a woman. As we've said, they're calling this the TikTok war because that's people are uploading information to TikTok. I saw the other day where Google disabled the thing that you can look at with Google to see where the traffic is. The overlay that shows where traffic is. They disabled that function in the Ukraine so that you couldn't see where there were large pockets of traffic.
And social media is blocking some pro-Russian stuff. They're labeling Russian journalists. Yeah. Elon Musk has joined in the fight. He's sent Starlink over there so they could have internet and stuff.
Or he'll do something useful.
A bunch of Teslas.
Hey, you guys should go to space.
He said a bunch of Teslas with missiles on top of them. They only go about 20 miles before you got to recharge for 3 hours.
Right. But oh, good. I'm in Ukraine. I can go 20 miles further in Ukraine. Okay, great.
But there's some weird stuff happening in this war as well. Because when you think of war, you think people charging ahead, shooting guns, missiles flying, jets, tanks. And there's that. But tanks are running out of gas. They're abandoning live ammunition and tanks, just random places. And now there are videos of local Ukrainians hopping in the tanks, because I would totally
if
hop
you
in
saw
a
a
tank.
tank, hell yeah, I'd hop in a tank.
And they're figuring out how to start them. One woman actually did a how-to video showing people how to start the tank and use it. We don't know what she's saying because it's all in Ukrainian. But she's inside the tank, looking out, flipping switches. How many switches do you think she flipped before she figured out that wasn't the right one?
I don't know.
Like, I did this one.
Nope. Oh shit! Right, that was the ejection seat.
They're not labeled. There's no words on those switches. She's just clicking things, and she's
the type of shit, by the way, that only happens in Ukraine and Russia. Hey, I found an abandoned tank the other day. Yeah, that shit only happens in Russia.
Oh, tell me that wouldn't happen in America if you found an abandoned tank down there.
Oh no, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying that that's the sort of
often.
That's the sort of meek place you find an abandoned.
And you watch her; she's completely decked out in like full winter gear. Yeah. And you can see her breath like thick through the smoke as she's done this tank. So she's freezing to death, just showing you how to use a tank.
Yeah,
that's what else probably sucks about this war. Those soldiers are going in there to fight, and it's just freezing cold. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm too old for this." It's
always cold, always cold. There's just tanks around everywhere. Oh my god!
What does this red button do? Look, they're all red buttons.
Oh yeah.
And a couple switches, and nothing is labeled.
No.
I guess there are some labels down there, but it's probably in Russian. She probably don't read that. Look, so you could see her breath.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But she gets to drive a tank. I saw another video. I don't have it right now, but another guy found a tank, and it had full missiles locked and loaded in it.
Oh my god!
And he hops in and is doing the same thing, clicking around like, what does this do? Whoa,
hey, we're trying to fight for our country. You mind getting the fuck out of the tank and coming over here and help us fight?
Hey, Chris, you do podcasts. Get out of the tank. God, don't even try it, man.
Hey, did you see how many views? Did you see how many views my video got? Yeah, can you pick up a goddamn gun, please?
They're teaching their what is it? A radio station was teaching their citizens how to make Molotov cocktails too.
Correct. State radio and state television was teaching people how to make Molotov cocktails.
That's the radio I want to do.
By the way, in America, if you watch the Today Show, they're just making cocktails. If you watch
we're over
the Ukrainian Today Show, they're making
mocktails.
No, if they're not, if it's Kathy Lee and what's her name. They're making just like gin and tonics at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you turn on Russian TV. They're standing in front of a gray backdrop. Would you make a Molotov cocktail this way?
that is a major difference between the two countries.
That is the privilege of being an American, right there. That our people were just drinking cocktails on television.
That's so terrible.
It's terrible.
Oh, those poor people.
Our president is hot, and we make Molotov cocktails this morning on Ukraine Today TV.
Wouldn't you make both though if you were in that situation? You're like, I'm making a real cocktail and I'm making a Molotov
a gin and
cocktail.
tonic and a Molotov cocktail.
I'm about to be drunk AF, and we're going to throw this shit.
I want to do that thing where I throw it and then walk away in slow motion, drinking my drink. Just
can you film
away.
this? You got your iPhone out?
Do the TikTok
iMovie.
Can we do TikTok?
Slow-mo the thing behind me. Ready?
Yeah. Great. Did you pick up a goddamn gun, Kelsey? Jesus.
The TikTok war. This is crazy. What are we doing?
Bleak. You have to laugh because it's bleak.
What is the next war? The metaverse war? It'll be like legit just our emojis fighting each other.
There is a degree of this Ukrainian Russian thing that is cyber, in that they are looking a lot at cyber.
Oh, I hate it.
What they're going to do with cyber.
Can we get the comment already?
It's just
come on.
I would like him to take just Facebook out. Like it would just, can you just target Facebook?
That would do a lot for society.
That'd be great. Just Facebook and Twitter. I'll let you keep TikTok and Instagram. Just do Facebook and Twitter.
Before we wrap, I just have to fill you in on the Russian diplomacy of my kindergartners.
Okay.
Because it was actually quite profound.
Okay.
They weren't talking about the war because they know nothing about it. They're little. And but they were talking about their friends at kindergarten class. And it just, in my mind, knowing what's going on in the world, it sounded like, well, yeah. My 3-year-old Kiki says, I like to play with Tucker at school, but when I build stuff, he sometimes comes and knocks it down. And Stella immediately, without missing a beat, says, well, you need to tell Tucker that you don't want to be friends anymore, and you need to find other friends that will help you, and then he can't knock your stuff down. And I was like, I mean,
That's
Russian diplomacy all wrapped up in kindergarten mind.
they're very simple, but they're very profound at times.
Yeah. I was proud of them.
Thank you for joining us this week on the program. You can hear the show on Wednesdays when we drop it. You can see the show on Thursdays and Saturdays on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. So please join us there and like us on the socials.
Tune in next time. We find out if Bernie's mom is more proud of her other son.
She is. There's only one son, and I can promise you that she is. Spoiler alert, she is.
We appreciate you being a part of the Weird family. Boom.
All right, have a great week.
This is Weird.